Ladies and gentlemen, is your favorite Zeit colonizing Weisegeiser. I'm starting to lose it. To all the traveling clad, your favorite white colonizer. Check out the merch on thetravelingclad.com. You can buy a shirt. Let's take a look at this clip.
Look, this journalist, Mr. President, wants the world talking about more hoaxes and this kind of nonsense rather than the freedom that you're enabling. And a key part of our sovereignty is open sea lanes and knocking the crap out of terrorists, which is exactly what your team and Pete Hegseth, a good friend and fellow veteran, is leading the charge on, and it's an honor.
We had a very successful, we had a very successful evening, and we've had numerous successful evenings and days in that area. The Houthis are absolutely on the run. The worst of them has been killed. This should have been done a long time ago by Biden, but Biden was an incompetent president. He couldn't do anything. He didn't know where he was going. He had no clue. This guy had no clue. This should have been done a long time ago. As they shoot missiles at ships, randomly shoot missiles at ships, and they make their own missiles. You know, this is not an incompetent group of people. They make their own missiles. They get the missiles also from Iran. It's an offshoot of Iran, another offshoot. You have Hamas, you have Hezbollah, you have the Houthis. You got a lot of stuff going on with Iran. And we sent a letter to Iran. You're going to have to be speaking to us one way or the other pretty soon, because we can't let this happen. But that's an app that a lot of people use, and somebody got on. I mean, happened to know the guy's a total sleazebag. The Atlantic is a failed magazine. Does very poorly. Nobody gives a damn about it. This gives it a little bit of a shot. And I will tell you this: that they've made up more stories, and they're just a failing magazine. The public understands that. He's a very good man.
All right, Donnie. All right, we got it. Focus on the Middle East. God damn it, Donald Trump. Sometimes Donald Trump is more ADD than I am sometimes. He just loses. He goes on a tangent about a magazine. I'm like, geez, man, what are you on about? Dude, all I can tell you is this. The Houthis done effed up. I'll never understand the Biden administration's like lax policy on just like world shipping, like terrorism against American soldiers and American ships. It's like open and blatant. I'll never understand the Biden administration's like logic behind that. Like, do you think that rubbed over well with the American people as well? Do you think the fact that everything got more expensive because you have a terrorist group in Yemen who have nothing to do with anybody just randomly getting involved because they are the butt buddies of Iran? Do you think that makes any sense? Of the Islamic regime of Iran, not the Iranian people. Do you think that makes any fucking sense? Doesn't make any sense. Why was that tolerated for so long? I mean, God bless, we're getting some semblance of logic portrayed now here from the Trump administration. I'd like to see them go harder on the Houthis. This doesn't make any sense. We didn't tolerate pirates in Somalia. That threat was quelled. It was quelled by Russian forces, by American forces, by British forces, and now sailing through that part of the world in the Horn of Africa became a lot safer from Somali pirates. It stopped being like a big threat. I remember the days when I first started traveling, and I was traveling on cargo ships. It was actually one of the biggest adventures I wanted to go on, was to sail past the Somali coast and risk being attacked or boarded by Somali pirates. It was actually a thing in my mind that I wanted to do. And I wanted to document it. I might still do it someday in the future. Who knows? But the Houthis, I'll never understand why we were so lax, like as a global community. Why the hell was everybody so lax about this? Everybody was just chilling. Like, America struck them very few times. Israel struck them very few times. We never really took the actions. And I mean, I like to see this administration that's like, all right, if you fuck around in the Middle East, you're going to find out. You can't take on America and Israel together. A strong America and a strong Israel together, two white colonizing nations. You know, Israel and America got the same foundations. My family, all white Europeans. You could tell by my voluptuous brown skin. You can see 100% I'm just a white American colonial male of toxic masculinity and testosterone, and you need to get me, because if not, God forbid I breathe and my family survives. That'll be a threat to humanity, let me tell you what. Anyhoozle, I don't know how we've allowed the Houthis to be on for this long, but all I can say is you fucked up. Hot him. Houthi. Shout out to Lola, our main Houthi from the Discord server. Big shout outs to the Houthi, the main Houthi. And shout outs to all my Houthi. Anybody who's watching here who's a Yemenite Jew, Houthi, shout out to you guys. Much love. See you guys in the next one. I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to buy some merchandise, because I'll see you in the next one. White colonizing hat, now available on the travelingclad.com. White colonizing shirt. It's an official sign of approval. I want to let the world know that you're a white colonizer. See you in the next one. Love you guys a long time. Bye. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.